been kind of a crazy morning. I was out working on getting that depth finder dialed in, making sure that I'm comfortable with it, making sure that I understand how it works and can do a good job with it, and can use it reliably. And I run into a thing that I run into often. People illegally tie in lines to trees with hooks and snap swivels and things to it with bait and just leaving them. It's a different thing if you're like over on the corner and you can see them and you're watching them and waiting for a fish to strike on them stuff. These guys will just tie them up and leave them and go home and come back the next day and check them for fish, and we'll just rebait them if there's nothing on them. And that's illegal. That's not cool. And I'm going to show you a video of what that looks like here in a second. I'm just going to splice it in. Something that gets on my nerves. Now, there's a bunch of different laws for fishing in different places, and a lot of places will allow a lot of different things. But at this particular lake, they do not allow putting hooks on trees and just letting them stay there so that you can take whatever comes along and eats that up. Now, I know it costs these people who set them up a lot of money, buying all these baits and all that, but that's pay for them. If they want to do this the legal way, they need to make sure they're following the law and tagging their stuff like they should be. This is getting cut and going in my pocket. It's not cool. It's not legal. It's a completely different thing. If it's tagged with like your name and a phone number and your fishing permit number and things like that, the way it's supposed to be. That information is easy to find. It's your responsibility to know, and it's an important thing. Now, the reason this is an interesting story is because a guy threatened to kill me because of that. I'm out here checking on the fish finder, I see these lines, I go up and I'm like, hey, can't do this, I'm gonna cut them, I'm gonna take this stuff. I could trash it if I wanted to, but it's essentially someone just dropping tackle on the ground, so I take it. The guy paddles up and asks me if I'm the one cutting them and threatens to shoot me, threatens to kill me about it. That's not cool. Even if there was a trophy fish on it and he lost a trophy fish, it's still not cool to threaten to harm somebody over fishing, stuff like that. So, I told him straight up, I was like, hey, I'm gonna call the warden, I'm gonna call the police, you better not leave, because this isn't cool and I'm not putting up with this. Police get here, turns out this guy's got a weapon on him, turns out this guy's not permitted to carry his weapon, turns out that this particular body of water doesn't permit firearms at all, turns out he doesn't have a fishing permit, turns out he's catching fish under the legal limit. It turns out that he's not permitted to fish with these lines. So this guy got arrested over a couple of dollars worth of tackle. Could have kept his mouth shut, could have just gone home and done it again the next day like he always does, but instead he got himself in trouble. And so the moral of the story is to just do the right thing from the beginning. Then you don't have anybody looking out for people doing the wrong thing, and you don't have anybody getting reported or getting arrested. I guess it's kind of a terrible story, but that's how it sounds when white people say it.